All right, so reminder, when you can, if you can just record yourself playing, what it is you want to get tabbed out in Guitar Pro, that would help, so I could show you what I would do, or whatever issues that you're having with it. If you could make a video talking about it, that'd be good, and try and help you out before next week. But yeah, I'm just gonna play through the newest stuff here at 60 and then 120. I'll talk about a new chord to work with as well. Alright, so 60, 1, 2, wait a minute, change that over. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 4. 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 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1. Aw, man, I didn't play that right. Dang. My brain drifted. Alright, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, and 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 4. 1, 2, and 1. 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 2, and okay, 120. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what we're going to work on next, 6 add 9. 6 add 9 chords. Let's see. Where is the zoom? Oh, there it is. So yeah, 6 add 9 chords. Sometimes it looks like a fraction. So you can see it written either way. Like it says there, C6 add 9 is the same thing as a C6/9. So basically, we're doing the add 9s, but we're adding the 9 to a 6th chord. So 6 add 9s. So it's another kind of add 9. And these are the different kinds we're going to have in our scales, or major key, that is, major and minor keys. So you got the 6 add 9 and the 1, 4, 5 chords, and then you got a different kind of chord for all the other positions. So chord number 2 will be a minor 6 add 9. Chord number 3, minor flat 6 add flat 9. Chord number 6 will be a minor flat 6 add 9. Chord number 7, the minor flat 6 flat 5 add flat 9. And there they are in order. So what we're going to do, I'm going to fill out the first key so you know what to do here. And then I don't know why I never did this before, but it's going to start like doing these kinds of things here so you can reference the sheet you're working on, make it a little bit easier. But yeah, so what we're going to do is start with putting in just the regular chord like we do on these sorts of things. So chord number 1, got your C chord. And then we're going to make the C6 chord next. So typically what we do when we can is we take the octave of the root notes. Well, and this is where it's going to be kind of tricky. Because sometimes we'll take the octave of the root note and lower that down to the 6 or the flat 6. We can't do that with this chord anyway because this going down, we don't have enough frets. So this is an instance where we take the 5th interval and raise that up to the next note in key. So the G note going up to the A. So that would give us a C6 note 5 because we got rid of the 6th or the 5th interval. And then what I want you to do, after you do that, go back to your regular chord to think about it, to visualize it. And then you add in the 9. And we're adding in the 9, we take that root note and raise it up to the 9. So that gives us that C add 9. So because we're going to be adding the 9 in to the 6th chord, the idea of changing the octave of the root notes to make the 6th chord to preserve the 5th interval, not going to work a lot of times now because we need to take that octave of the root note and raise it up to the 9 a bunch of times. So here's your C add 9. So now we got to do like a combination of the two because we got to have, we want the 6th and the 9th involved. Sometimes, or a lot of times, we can get away with not having the 5th interval because the only time it's important is going to be chord number 7. So all the other chords, we don't really need the 5th interval. You don't have to have it in there. It'll still sound like how we want it to sound. So basically this note right here, remember that's the 6th. We had the C6 note 5. So we got this. And now we have the C6 add 9. Now, from here, we actually could get the 5th interval back in and just bar index finger across the 2 and the 2. So I'm going to go with that one. Actually, now that I think about it, you definitely could have taken this. Never mind. I had a thought and now I don't like it. So yeah, C6 add 9, that's how it pops up on Guitar Pro automatically. They never do that little slash thing. I don't think they do. No. Yeah, I don't know why. But yeah, so we'll just go with Guitar Pro's automatic thing for that one. That's totally fine. But if you ever see it like this, it's the same thing. Same thing. Alright, so Dorian's next. So typically we play a D minor chord like this, but think about it. We have 5 notes that we're looking at as a whole, and we could, again, get rid of the 5th interval, but if we can, let's use everything, if possible, only if possible. So what I'm going to do is use this chord shape instead for the D minor, because that has 5 strings, and we're trying to deal with 5 notes. So I'm going to use this. Alright, so this whole 6, adding in the 6. So again, if we could do that way, take the octave and lower that down. Or we could take the fifth interval and move it up here. But that is I don't like that stretch at all. So, and some of this stuff will just take some experimentation to kind of like try one shape, try another shape until you get all the notes that you want. So definitely take your time with it. No rush on it. Because I know this chord in advance, I kind of want to just jump into it. But basically, what we're going to do here is use that shape, because that's the 1, 5, that's the 6, and that's the flat 3. So I took the octave, lowered it down to the 6, which we could have done here too, but I'm going somewhere with this. That's the D minor 6. So going back to this chord now, we want the add 9. So we could do it like this. But remember, the easy way of doing it is the ninth interval is an E. So we just open up that E string and play like that. Oh, why does it gotta label it that way? There. So now we can combine these two shapes fairly easy. Basically, you take this, throw in the high E string, and you got your D minor 6, add 9. I got 7 minutes to my next lesson. I gotta hurry up. So now let's go to this E minor chord. That's chord number 3. And then we want to add in, in this case, the flat 6. So we can just take the fifth interval and raise that up. That's one of the fifth intervals anyway. So E minor flat 6. And from here, adding in the flat 9, we could do it right there. There's a couple options for that one, really. So that would be an E minor, add flat 9, and then just combine the two of them. So basically, you just play it like this. Because there's the flat 6, there's the flat 9. So E minor, flat 6, add flat 9. All right, so chord number 4, got your F chord. And then we need F6. So this is where I take the octave of the root note, lower that down, because I do not want to try and raise the 5 up a whole step in that shape, because that's just pain in the butt. But that means we also have to get rid of the top 2 strings because we can't hold anything else. So we go with that. Now back here, well, we want to do the add 9 now. So again, I am not going to try and stretch that far. So what I'm going to do is get rid of the bottom 2 strings, which leaves us with this, which means we can take the octave of this and raise it up. So from there, it doesn't look like a really easy thing to start, mixing. So let's see. I want to go about this for you. This is one where it can get pretty complicated. So I probably should end it after this because I gotta run here. But hopefully this gives you enough idea of what to do. So this is a really complicated chord. So this is a good one to go through. Complicated to figure it out. So we're starting with this F6. What we can do is think like, okay, well I need to add in the 9. What is that note? It's a G note. So you could think like, oh, well maybe I can just add it up here. Well, if you do that, now you have a B note involved, strumming all the strings. That's not part of the chord. We don't want that. So I don't want to play it up there then on the E string. What I can do is just open up the G string to get the G note in there, but now that means we lost the A note. A is the third interval. We need that. So we can open up the A string and use it there. And that does mean we lose the fifth interval, that C note, which we don't need, but we can still use it, which we can just put it there on the B string. And that's everything. That's your root note. There's the 9. There is the D, which is the 6. There's the G. Oh, that's the 9. What did I say was the 9? The A. Hang on. Sorry. A is the third. Silly me. F is the root. A is the third. D is the 6. G is the 9. And C is the 5. So there's everything. You can throw in that if you want. You can throw this in if you want. Or you just do that right there. So basically from this, it's like, okay, I need a G note. Easiest place to put in the G is the G string. Well, I lost the A note. Well, where's the easiest place to put in an A? The A string. Well, now I lost the C note. Where's the easiest place to put a C back in? Right up here on the B string. I hope that makes sense. So there we go, got you started. Any questions come up, please let me know. And I will see you again next week.